Hello everyone, my name is Kris Rocha. I'm born and raised in San Diego, California, but currently living in Australia on the Gold Coast. Yeah, I'm a part of the Syntropic solution crew, working and studying under Tiago Barbosa and Rodrigo. Big thanks to Preston for having me out from Rogue Farming.
These eucalyptus trees here, they're all suckers off of a major root system. So this is a really valuable resource that we have here because we don't have a lot of the higher strata trees. Kris is gonna give us a little demo.
So we'll take off all these branches pretty much, bro. Boom. So now we have all this material, bro. Now it's like starting to get organized. Like we got big wood right here, and we got leafy material and smaller kind of wood pieces.
So you're sectioning the main stock.
Yeah, well what we're doing is we're breaking it down so it breaks down faster, you know? We're not gonna spend too much time. Like if we had a chipper,
yeah,
you know, it's different. Then it's wood chips, you know?
Yeah.
But right now we're just gonna break it down. It's honestly good to have bigger pieces like this, because then it's feeding it for a long time.
Right.
You know, it's gonna attract more mycelium. It's gonna like break down slowly, which is good as well. That's good. Sweet, bro. So let's see. This is a target tree, huh? Yeah.
Or maybe that cherimoya. How about that? Yeah.
Yeah, sweet. So what we want to do is like make sure that the wood's touching the soil. So we'll lay down the pieces. So this is what I mean by organizing. Like we're not gonna put all this leafy stuff first and then put that on top.
Okay.
We're gonna put the bigger pieces first. And then
And that's because it takes longer for the bigger pieces to break down, right?
yeah, exactly. Yeah, and you know, in certain parts of Australia, we have problems with termites.
Oh, gotcha.
So if the wood's exposed to the sun, it's gonna attract termites.
Gotcha.
That's
okay.
Another reason.
Okay.
But yeah, like at the end of the day, yeah, the wood's gonna take longer to break down, and we want it to be touching the soil. Yeah. But this is like, you know what I mean, like by like using the resources here and saving, you know, bringing in, you know, paying for more material to be brought in.
Right. Yeah, and we have all these euc trees that are already established. I've already kind of, you know, you can see these are pom-poms right here. Yep. So I did take off some of the side branches, but I mean, I think there's a lot more. I'm just hesitant to take down any like shade trees that I have right now because I'm so exposed out here.
Yeah, you know, selectively choosing what's being used as like shade and then what we could sacrifice for organic matter. Yeah, man, so like this is the thing is like we could do this, you know, every couple months, you know. This is what you want to do once your cassava gets established, you know what I mean? If you're not harvesting it for the root, or even if you are harvesting the roots, you know, you could still use all the leafage, you know, whatever you're not going to use for propagating. We'll do the same thing with the pigeon pea once your pigeon pea gets established, and Mexican sunflower.
Right.
Once the season's over, man, just, you know, put the heavier pieces of wood under, and then you just lay it on top, create that mulch, you know, because we don't want bare soil. Bare soil is our enemy.
We're working with eucalyptus right now, and eucalyptus is a native of Australia, and there's obviously a lot of concern. There's a lot of people that really don't like eucalyptus here in California, see it as invasive, that nothing can really grow in community with. Is that your experience?
No, eucalyptus is a key part of these systems, really. Yeah, man, eucalyptus is like a grandfather. You know, he's the ancestors right there in Australia. And yeah, they do well here too. You know, they're so resilient. Could handle harsh pruning. They'll reshoot and continue to produce organic matter for us.
And with the mulch that you're putting down, you find like it's not affecting any of the lower canopy stratas or any of the other plants around?
No, yeah, it's a big thing in Australia as well. You know, people say that you can't grow anything around it, that you know, the leaves are bad for the other species and things like that. But you know, that's a myth that we're trying to myth bust.
Gotcha. Yeah, I agree fully. I wouldn't say like go out and just plant eucalyptus wherever. I mean, it does get invasive in the right circumstances. What you see Kris doing right here, there's obviously a very, you know, strategic method for management and for putting down all this biomass.
Yeah, definitely wouldn't suggest planting it very dense if, you know, no one's gonna manage it. Like, that's the key to Syntropy is management, you know. That's why we're allowed to, or like we can get away with planting so dense, is because we manage it constantly, you know.
Right. So this is the Caroline raspberry. Right now it's actually towering over our, you know, our main production trees. But what I'm going to do is bend down the raspberry down to a lower canopy. You can see what he's doing with the thicker branches down first. Leaves on top.
And then if we had already dried mulch, this
Like some of the palm mulch down here?
palm mulch, we would layer that on top.
Gotcha.
Because this stuff has a little bit more water content, even in dry, you know, things. So it was just alive, you know what I mean? So it's gonna have
Right.
a little bit more moisture.
Okay.
And so we just want no bare soil.
No bare soil. That's something I've been working at out here. A lot more work to do.
Yeah. Some of these are big still, so it's really just do a quick chop. Yeah, man, just keep on spreading.
Nice.
I'm moving down the line.
Looking good, looking good.
Couple days next week, it's all gonna be like, you know, a lot more.
Yeah, I did the same thing with that whole lower row, and I noticed exactly what you're talking about, how quickly it dropped.
Yeah.
And this is like the third time I've mulched with this palm mulch.
Yeah, man. And that's why, you know, it's you know, it's important to use what resources we have around us, you know what I mean? Because if you're mulching it, you know, 3-4 times a year or even more, you know what I mean?
I think I'm gonna have to do more, yeah, right now, just to get it started.
Yep. And just to keep the moisture in, so, you know, on the rare occasion when we do water, you know, because things are real dry, especially in this environment where it's real harsh.
Right.
You know, just keeps all that moisture in.
Absolutely.
So my mentors are, shout out to Rodrigo and Tiago Barbosa. And yeah, they're both from Brazil, now living in Northern Rivers, New South Wales. And yeah, man.
Right on. So the origins of syntropic agriculture, right? Brazil.
Yeah, Brazil, where it all started. Side. You know, look at the beauty of mulch. You know, this little area right here had mulch on it, and look at, there's already, like, you know, you can see a little bit of life.
Yeah.
Compared to this stuff, you know, it has no mulch. It's, you know, a lot more sandy, not much life in here.
Completely devoid of life.
So yeah, even just this little bit of mulch makes a huge difference, you know, the color. Cool, man.
Nice.
here. So everyone gets a little bit of love.
Yeah.
Everybody gets some love too.
Obviously this row is missing like support. Like we don't really have support species in the row for like a real syntropic context. However, like we are dropping these eucalyptus trees that are here on site. They're just not in the row. What would you recommend for planting in a row like this? Is your primary like coppice tree a eucalyptus, or are there any other trees you might recommend for this row?
Yeah, you know, yeah, we'd definitely always recommend eucalyptus. But yeah, typically we would recommend cassava. We'd also recommend bananas, which we were talking about earlier.
In your rows, yeah?
In the rows, yeah,
Okay.
exactly, in the rows. In between your targets, you know,
Okay.
spaced out appropriately. But yeah, like we're talking, in this harsher climate, you know, we're also thinking like cactus might be a very good one.
Right.
Because of our context and where we're at in the world and how dry it gets here. But yeah, ideally, you know, we'd love to have bananas here.
Nice.
But you know, for the meantime, until you know we build up the soil, build up the microclimates, you know, I think cactus would be a great one.
Cool.
Even pineapples as an understory. But yeah, man, and even pigeon peas.
Noted.